All right, let's talk about something huge. Our cultural obsession with the perfect happy ending. The kind we see in movies, the one we're all kind of chasing. But what happens when real life just refuses to follow that perfect script? Well, today, we're going to dig into the myth of the happy ending.
And this quote from John Fowle, it just nails it, right? It captures this really deep, universal desire we all have for a neat, positive wrap-up. We want to believe that when it's all said and done, it was all worthwhile. It's a really powerful and hopeful idea that kind of sets the stage for everything we expect from a good story.
And it all starts here, with this classic idea. The hero saves the day, the bad guy is defeated, and that triumphant music starts to play. You know the drill. It's like the first, most essential ingredient in our recipe for a satisfying story.
And right after the hero wins, what do we get? We get this, the ultimate fairy tale promise. It's not just saying, hey, they were happy for a bit. No, this is a guarantee of eternal, problem-free bliss. The story's over, and everything is just perfect forever.
And then, the final step, fade to black. The credits roll. We leave the theater feeling good, feeling hopeful, completely convinced that all the problems have been solved for good. But, as we're about to see, real life, well, it doesn't really come with a final fade-out.
So that brings us to the myth we're all being sold. There's this massive gap between that cinematic dream and our actual day-to-day reality. Because life, unlike a movie, just keeps on going long after the big climax. There are no rolling credits, there's no clean ending. I absolutely love this metaphor from our source material because it's just so perfect. It's so abrupt and unwelcome. That's the feeling, isn't it? You're floating along, feeling good, and then, bam. An unpaid bill, an unexpected problem, a tough conversation. That's the thing about life. It doesn't always stick to the Hollywood script. So who are these script writers of perfect? I mean, Hollywood is the obvious one for sure, but this pressure also comes from our perfectly curated social media feeds, and even from some motivational gurus. They're all selling this idea that happiness is the simple, achievable destination if you just work harder or think more positively.
So let's just be super clear about what we're talking about here. The happy ending myth. It's this core belief that our lives are supposed to have a neat, tidy ending, and that happiness is some kind of finish line we cross. But of course, that's just not how it works, is it? And this question, this is really the turning point. If we're going to throw out that whole single movie model for life, what do we replace it with? How are we supposed to think about the story of our own lives?
Well, that leads us to a whole new way of looking at things, life's unfiltered script. This is all about embracing the unpredictable, messy, totally unscripted nature of it all.
So here's the new metaphor for you. Life isn't one movie. It's more like a really long-running TV series. You're going to have a mix of episodes. Some are going to be comedies, some are going to be total dramas, and yeah, some are just going to be downright confusing. Thinking this way helps us see challenges not as the end of the whole story, but just as a difficult episode in a much, much longer series.
And come on, let's be honest. Who hasn't had this thought? We all have. Some of the plot twists life throws our way are so bizarre and out of nowhere, it really does feel like the director has completely lost the plot. It's a totally human and relatable feeling.
Okay, so if life is messy and unpredictable, how in the world do we find meaning in any of it? This next part is all about shifting our focus, away from chasing perfection and toward finding purpose right in the middle of the mess.
This right here is such a critical reframe. Those tough moments, the pain, the struggle, the heartbreak, they aren't actually plot holes or mistakes in the script. They are the story. They have a purpose. They build our resilience, they teach us compassion for what other people are going through, and you know what? They deepen our appreciation for the good days when they come around.
So here's the big mindset shift, laid out plain and simple. We're moving from the old goal of a perfect ending to the new goal of a worthwhile journey. Instead of chasing happiness like it's some far-off destination, we focus on creating and really appreciating happy moments right here along the way.
And this brings us to our final and maybe our most important idea. If life isn't really about the perfect beginning or the perfect ending, then where does all the good stuff, the real substance of our lives, actually exist? We're kind of coming full circle now, back to that idea of a worthwhile life. And this quote just clarifies it so beautifully. A worthwhile life isn't an easy one, and it's definitely not a perfect one. It's a life that's real and honest and authentic. It's ours, flaws and all.
And maybe this is the biggest secret of all, the joy we're all looking for. It isn't waiting for us at some distant finish line. It's right here, right now. It's hidden in the ordinary, messy, beautiful, completely unfiltered middle of our lives.
And that's our final thought for today. It's a really powerful call to action when you think about it. Stop waiting around for the credits to roll on some imaginary perfect future. The real story, the best part, is happening right now. Thanks for digging into this with me.